Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stalosa, and it looks like Junkrat is dead. Now, why is this the case? Is this because Junkrat has recently been nerfed? I don't think it is, because Junkrat's nerf isn't really that bad. It doesn't really change Junkrat. He's still Junkrat. He's still as effective as he would be, because all they've done is reduce the projectile size of his grenade, when really they should have nerfed his Riptide, really. Anyway, let's take a look at some data, because it's okay me saying these crazy statements, but let's look at some actual hard data. Now, this is from Overwatch, and if you look at this is from the last 3 months. Look where Junkrat is. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th on the list there. He has the 8th highest win rate, because of course we're ordering by win rate. Yes, Symmetra, she's a bit of an outlier. She's not really picked very often, but Junkrat was picked fairly often, and he would win games. Of course, there's Brigitte on there with like a massive win rate there, but like the new heroes, anomalies in the data and all of that stuff. The fact is though, Junkrat had a really good win rate, but this was the last 3 months. So if we go forward and we take a look at Junkrat from the last week, what do we find? Well, we find this. Now, it was actually too big for me to put this on the screen, but Junkrat is way down the bottom. He is like 20th or so now. He's much lower than he was. Now, it's only a minor percentage difference. It isn't like Junkrat has fell off the face of the earth, but Junkrat is less effective. Why is that? Well, I think it's really, really simple, and you've probably seen a bit of a clue in the gameplay in the background. I think it's because of Zarya, but not just because of Zarya. I think it's because of Hanzo. Now, look at this. Unfortunately, my entire team got annihilated by the Graviton combo. Hilariously, the footage of me doing that to them, it didn't record, so you get to watch them doing that to us. That's the key here, right? Zarya is in the game because of this man, Hanzo. Hanzo is really powerful right now, and a lot of these clips you're about to see now are play of the games from me from today. Like, I have made this video today, the day you're watching it, guys, and these clips from today. It's so easy to get play of the game. Hell, you can even emote when you do it. That is because Zarya has come into the game to combo with Hanzo. But all of this means Junkrat is less effective, because what tank is Junkrat absolutely terrible against? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Zarya. And because she's here and she's very firmly in this Hanzo meta, because that is what we're in right now. Let's not beat around the bush, ladies and gentlemen. We are 100% in a Hanzo meta. She's super effective, but it pushes out Junkrat. And this is the really sort of the cool thing, the clever thing. I don't know whether we can say the devs have got amazing vision where they would see these things happening in the future. Like, who really knows? But this is a change to the game that we couldn't really have anticipated. We knew Hanzo was strong, but what's the knock-on effect from that? Well, the knock-on effect is Zarya is a very easy hero to combo with Dragon Blade for a really good result, or a really strong result. It's a low skill result, but you need to coordinate with your team, right? So I'm going to use Grav, and then Hanzo follows up. Every Hanzo player on the planet knows to fire his Dragon Strike straight through the Graviton, right? It's just, well, I wouldn't say simple geometry, but it's not, because Hanzo doesn't say that anymore. He doesn't have a scatter arrow. But this is what's going on, I think. But this means Zarya is just becoming more and more effective. When we look at heroes that I think are really strong in the meta right now, I think Pharah is super strong, because she counters Hanzo. Yes, Hanzo can still fire her and all that good stuff, but there isn't really a ton of hit scan on the field typically. But when you put Pharah into the game, who's really good at getting loads of charge off Pharah? Well, it's Zarya. So Zarya is sort of the big winner here. I thought we were going to look at Reaper and going to look at Mei for possible sleeper hits when it comes to like real big winners in the meta, but what's actually happening is we're seeing Zarya rapidly rise. Like right now, guys, if you go out there and you play Zarya, you will be super effective. Most of the time, the enemy team, they will have a Pharah, they might have a Junkrat, but typically you will have a Hanzo on your team, and you can combo with that Hanzo, and this means you should, in theory, have more chance of winning games. Of course, all of this means that Junkrat is not played, well, Junkrat is still played as often, but he's not winning as much games. So if he doesn't keep winning very many games, in time, there'll be less Junkrat played, and then, well, we'll see less Junkrat. And it isn't because Junkrat was nerfed, it's because of what is happening in the meta. And to me, this is a really interesting subject, because we could all sit there. In fact, I sat there and said, look, the Junkrat nerf isn't enough. Junkrat is going to be, like, mega powerful still. We need to look at his Riptide, because Riptide would just kill entire teams. But when you've got a Zarya on your team, Riptide suddenly doesn't kill Zarya, and it doesn't kill another member of your team because Zarya puts the projected barrier onto them. That is a huge thing. That means Riptide isn't as effective. Now, is this the way the game is going? It kind of looks like this is the approach the devs have got, where they want to make changes to the game, not to nerf heroes so you just don't play them, but buff heroes, redevelop heroes, because then in turn that gives other heroes a chance to come back into the meta. Now, personally, through playing Zarya, of which I haven't really played her that often, over the last few seasons, really. She was my very first golden weapon, and I've got to be real, I'm having a ton of fun playing this hero. I've put a lot of work into it today. I played a little bit of Zarya yesterday and the day before, and I'm really surprised how effective this is, but I honestly believe it is just because Hanzo has risen, and this very much is the Hanzo meta, because Hanzo has a lot of things going for him. He can put out a lot of damage at range, often in game. Well, I'm always gold damage when I play Hanzo, because it's so easy to do that. Question is, does this need nerfing? I don't know. I mean, you look at examples like this right now on the screen. You can see we're in a little choke, and the Junkrat is just spamming through the choke. Well, this is ideal for Zarya. I did get pretty good charge off that, but you're preventing damage. You're getting loads of charge. You're throwing that damage back into the enemy team. It's absolutely huge. I think there could be dark days ahead for Junkrat players where you will have to swap. And maybe, and this is conspiracy theorist time, maybe this is the end game for Overwatch, where the devs are really pushing the game towards heroes which hard counter other heroes. So Zarya just counters a Junkrat, right? So if you were playing Junkrat, you probably might have to swap your Junkrat or play really clever. Look at Brigitte, the latest hero in the game. She just counters Reinhardt so insanely, effectively that you don't really want a Reinhardt in your team if the enemy Brigitte is playing to shut down your Reinhardt. So then you have to change the tank. And the question is this the way they're going? Do they really want these real hard set in stone rock paper counters, or do we want more counterplay? I don't know. But the fact is, Junkrat isn't as effective as he once was, and I'm fairly sure that is because we're in a Hanzo meta, and Zarya is very much a part of that. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Starlosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you're a Junkrat player, a Zarya player, or a Hanzo player, how are you finding the new meta? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Toodaloo.